I have an immediate job for you to do.
Okay. Okay.
There's a guy downstairs sleeping on the 5-foot way for a few months already.
Okay.
Downstairs. And he has no home to go to. And as we talked to him, he said that I don't know whether he's mentally disabled.
Yeah.
But I will be very happy if you can find a place for him in the welfare home. Can you promise to do that?
I'll promise to look into the case.
Okay.
Certainly.
Thank you very much. I hope that by the next week we will not see him down there anymore.
Well, you're assuming that the solution is to get rid of him off the street. And see, this is the problem, Malaysians. You always have a compartmentalized view on what should the solution be. But yeah.
Actually, has DBKL been very cooperative with the new Pakatan MPs?
Because when we first met with them in the meeting with the mayor, we of course prepared a joint demand made by all the MPs. So it will facilitate our communication with DBKL. But that first meeting indicated a certain delay, unreadiness from their part, unwillingness from their part. They were not really forthcoming with a lot of our requests. So that sparked off, I would say, a negative first impression that led to the retreat being how it was. But on my part, honestly, I think I choose my battles. I try my best to, we bring up certain issues, we criticize on certain issues, but on others, I try to cooperate because it's also the citizens. I mean, DBKL is an autonomous and very powerful institution, body on its own, with its like 2.2 billion ringgit budget. I mean, you are talking about a very powerful body, and you need to cater or choose your battles carefully. I think in some ways I have no choice but to cooperate for the benefit of the citizens. I mean, in Bangsa they complain.
So your top priority in Bangsa is housing?
No. Housing is, in Bangsa there's not much problem with housing. Increasing crime rates.
Right.
Yeah, a lot of houses have been burglared, and there's also the problem with inadequate parking space. So these issues are the ones that I've been listening to from my constituents. So we will have to, it always helps if the citizens, which they have been doing, communicate with me and they suggest, they write a letter to DBKL, and then what I do is follow up and exert pressure in any way I can.
Okay. Now, if you can be a model for the youth, young people, how would you like to be emulated by them,
It's a very, presumptuous role. I think, I don't know, because I'm still at a point where I feel every single day is something new to learn. I would like people to have that sort of readiness, humility, to understand that we are inexperienced, yes, and of course we have to have the confidence to go forward, to fight for the things we believe in, and to take part in issues, national issues. I mean, we shouldn't be apathetic to what's happening around us. So I hope, that's one of the reasons why I joined and offered myself as a candidate during elections.
Now, your father said 2 or 3 weeks before the election that you may not be a candidate.
Of course,
did you decide yourself?
You must understand, there's a certain procedure you have to follow in the party. The division members in Lembah Pantai will recommend a candidate they feel. So a lot of people were clamoring, Nurul Izzah should be candidate. And the political bureau of Keadilan will decide. And of course, I had my reservations, but I feel that something I want to do. This is my bid for the future of my child. So.
Because you're Anwar Ibrahim's daughter, it's easier to be a candidate, right?
There's always pros and cons. Of course, in terms of the branding, people know me as well. So not everyone, but simply more than other candidates. But there's also, they associate me with his past in UMNO. So it goes both ways. So at the end of the day, I just have to prove my worth and convince people to vote for Nurul Izzah Anwar and not Anwar Ibrahim on the ballot paper.
Good. You mentioned humility. Well, I've heard some of your old classmates and schoolmates have said that Nurul Izzah is now a snob. Are you a snob?
Oh please, nobody will call me snob. I'm like, some will call me, I'm very loud and I talk a lot. But I don't know, we had a lot of fun in Asunta. So, no, I don't think anyone will call me a snob. If not, then they don't really know me. Honestly.
Okay, now, on the issue of the sexy school uniform, so-called, I'm sure you were one of those who wear that uniform.
Yes,
Do you think it's sexy or not?
You know, it was very hot. I can tell you that. It was not sexy, it was hot.
Mm.
And for us prefects, it was worse because you end up wearing a brown skirt, a brown vest under the white shirt. So, I don't know. Frankly, I think it was more of misunderstanding on the priorities issues. I think it might be well-intentioned, but obviously it's not addressing the main issue of sexual harassment, rape. I mean, in Asunta, you have so many flashes coming by.
That's right.
With the girls waiting at the bus stop, and does anyone do anything about it? So I think it's just not understanding which comes first.
Why do you think the Islamic Student Association come up with?
They're well-meaning, you know. I think engagement is very important. In fact, I've engaged with some of the people from the PKPIM, and you just need to be, don't be condescending. I think, like I said, engagement, explain to them, look, this is not the way to do it. And perhaps they mean well, it's just that they're not addressing the main problem. And perhaps lack of, I don't know, not engagement, but lack of, you're not being, what's the dedah, exposed to certain communities, certain styles of living. So, I mean, it is regrettable, I would say that much, but I don't think it should be blown out of proportion.
Okay.
Yeah.
Assuming you were the president of this association today,
I'm not.
what would your priority be? You know, instead of going about this much ado about nothing issue about sexy uniform? They are 1,500 strong, you know, and they reach out to quite a lot of people.
True.
Now, if you were heading that association today, what do you think your priorities would be, you know?
It didn't come from the head of the women's wing, one thing. I think they are focused on a lot of other issues. They've been very active in giving, being facilitating and doing youth training sessions, even with the poor, in terms of the urban poor in my constituency.
Right, yeah.
So you have to appreciate there are other activities, and I hope people will take this opportunity to actually see what is it that they do. So this is just a small dimension which does not affect the larger scope of work that they do.